Time for the bottom line, a look at the business news of the day and lots of debate around the lockdown, of course, so we focus on that tonight. A senior lecturer at Wits has suggested that South Africa is shooting itself in the foot with some of its current economic policies in response to COVID-19. To discuss, he joins us via Skype, Lumkile Mondi. Lumkile, thank you for being with us. So we're staring down this barrel of starvation and hunger, even more economic pain than we had. If you're right, the way we're trying to deal with that could make things worse. Why do you say South African policy is boneheaded, actually?
So there's three areas really where we've been disappointed by the government intervention of the 500 billion rand. For example, we know that the government expects PAZAs to register with the SARS as well as the municipality, as though PAZA is an institution that emerged because of creative destruction, when in fact a number of them are survivalist businesses, and therefore they shouldn't be there if an economy was inclusive. And the ANC government in the past 26 years had created opportunities for employment. And also, if you look in the intervention around the package for small businesses in the tourism sector, where there's a preference for black tourism businesses, when we know, in fact, quite a number of whites-owned businesses employ a majority black staff members. So therefore, it seems to me that these policies are meant for something else than a crisis intervention, because a crisis intervention is to save as many businesses as possible and forgo any system weaknesses, because we want to resolve the crisis and ensure that many jobs are saved, many businesses are saved. And I think the ANC government has got it wrong at this time.
Yeah, you're also critical that e-commerce is not unfettered. You can't get everything. Only some goods can be sold. Tell us the policy, the thinking behind that, and why you vehemently disapprove.
Well, Minister Patel believes that the only way for us to access is to go physically to the store and buy Nando's or any other fast food that in the current level 4 regulation is allowed. We know that many of us, particularly those who live in the suburbs, have got access, fortunately, with the 5G spectrum that's been released recently, and to do things electronically in order and get food at the gate. So it doesn't make sense that a politician uses a barrier for business, because remember, when I promote entrepreneurship, when I promote competition, we should allow, the regulation should allow for all businesses in that sector to thrive, including those that are using electronic or such as many that we know that want to trade electronically. So it's surprising why in a crisis will ministers want to engineer other things when we want to ensure that we open up this economy, there are no barriers to trade, and everyone, whether it's a physical business or electronic business, they're allowed to trade.
Yeah, well, this one is hard to understand. I can't think there would be any societal objections to opening up even e-commerce, even from the physical retailers who the minister says might be affected by things because they're unfair. That would just be petty. Why do you think government is sticking to this so stubbornly?
I mean, that's been the big issue in the past 26 years, is an understanding of creating an inclusive and dynamic economy. So the notion that South Africa's economic development can only succeed by targeting and using policies that the regime and apartheid use of preferencing for race, and believe that by preferencing for race we'll be able to create inclusivity, is a failed notion. It is good because one should address on paper, but you need, in this economy where the majority of people are marginalized, where inequality is wide and poverty and unemployment is very, very high, to use all the resources effectively. Therefore, allow all South Africans to thrive and succeed. And where there's an opportunity to affirm, use it. but don't legislate, because by doing so, you're creating barriers, and in the process, you benefit only a few, those that are politically connected, those that have belong to political organizations in power, and in the process, you marginalize hundreds, if not millions, of South African entrepreneurs who like to compete without any barriers, because they believe that they can be entrepreneurial and trade not only in South Africa, but anywhere in the world, because they're entrepreneurs, not because of their race.
Very, very quickly, the 500 billion rand relief package was comprehensive. The UIF has paid out billions. Lumkile, are they good things, at least? Anything you can applaud?
Absolutely. There is no doubt that the package itself is trying to do good. It's trying to do good in a vacuum, because we now don't know how long we're going to be in this without a vaccine. Others are talking about a year, others 18 months from the scientific intellectuals at our school. What we would like to see, also economic activity picking up now. We cannot lose these jobs. I know that people are arguing that there's a trade-off between jobs and health. I think, given what we know in the past 7 weeks, we need to start to be bolder now and start opening up more businesses. Because really, for us to destroy many businesses, destroy opportunities for many South Africans, particularly the low-skilled uneducated South Africans, who rely on labor-intensive jobs and are not getting any support at the moment because they don't qualify in terms of the 350 that government has put on the table. We are destroying our society. So we need to take some risk. We need to be bolder. And of course, people will die, but we cannot destroy the economy, because the destitution hunger that we see ahead, with over 1.7 million jobs to be lost, according to Treasury, will be too much a burden than the COVID that we've been trying to intervene against.
Yeah, and some estimates even higher, millions more jobs could be lost. That was Lumkile Mondi, Senior Lecturer at the School of Economic and Business Science at Wits.